What's up, guys? It's time to go fishing. Out on one of my local lakes today. A lot of changes since the last time I've been out here. I haven't fished in probably 2 months. Last time I actually put my boat in the water was the Lake Havasu event that I fished in early November. So it's literally been a month and a half at least, almost 2 months since I've actually gotten to get out and go fish. So I'm looking forward to getting out there, looking forward to catching a couple fish. But a lot of changes are going on in the lake right now. The water levels dropped a lot. We got some rain that just came through, so we got post-front conditions. It could be super tough out there, but we're gonna grind it out and see if we can't get a few fish before we gotta go home and start some of these holidays, because it's Christmas Eve today. I'm trying to get a couple fish before we start partying it up for Christmas. So just put the boat in the water, and just a heads up going into the new year, into 2024, we're gonna have a couple new companies to talk about here on the channel that I think you guys are gonna enjoy, especially on the tackle making side, and then definitely on the fishing specific side. But we're not gonna talk about those too soon. Just wanted to give you a little heads up. We're gonna have a couple more companies coming on board to the Matt Luna fishing train. Excited about that. Excited to discuss them with you guys all throughout 2024, and I think it's some stuff that you guys are really gonna enjoy. And then also, guys, let me know what you think about the image quality right now. I got a new lens for the vlog camera, my good camera, and I filmed some stuff in the garage the other day, and I definitely think it looks a lot better. I think it's a lot more crisp, a lot more clean. But let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the new lens. If you guys like it, I'll let you guys know exactly what my camera setup is for the vlog and everything I do on the boat, if that's something you guys are interested. So let me know down in the comments. All right, guys, well, we just pulled up to our first spot. We got the football jig in our hand. This is the Dual Molds weedless football jig with holder. Make these myself in the garage. You guys have seen them on the channel. I like this jig because it's got a flat spot on the back of it. If you can see that, it's got a little flat spot. And this one's dinged up a little bit. Threw it around in Havasu. It's still tight on, so might break it off. But I like that flat spot right here. And this is a 6 cent Jungle Craw colored trailer. My favorite jig, guys. Well, we hit up a couple spots first thing in the morning, threw the jig around, threw the jerkbait a little bit. I didn't fish the spots very long, but no bites or anything. So we're gonna go to a different part of the lake and start graphing some different areas, trying to find some rock piles, trying to find some hard spots, and throw the Carolina rig and the jig on there. And then if we don't get bit doing that, we're gonna end up doing some finesse fishing, because obviously they don't want the more power fishing type stuff. So we just got to keep moving around, keep trying different stuff, and we're gonna eventually find them. But this is something a lot of people don't show you on YouTube. They always go out there, they find the fish, and then they create the video. I like to take you guys through the day, because not every trip out, you're on them. You're not on them, you're not finding them, you got to grind, you got to figure it out. That's fishing, guys. YouTube doesn't always give you the best insight into how somebody found those fish. A lot of times they find them and then they create the video rather than showing you the process of going around and trying to find these fish, because it changes all the time. And if you haven't been to a lake in a while, it's like starting from scratch all over again. There we go. There we go, got one on. Carolina rig. Hopefully it doesn't break me off. Got me in some rocks when I caught it. It's not a big one, but at least we're on the board. At least we're on the board. Right here we got dual mold Boss Hog. Poured it up myself in the garage. Little guy, but hey, first one I've caught at home in a long time. Something you really want to focus on when you're fishing the Carolina rig is retying a lot. You're dragging that thing through brush, you're dragging it through rocks. I literally just caught a fish. I went to go set the hook and I could feel the line getting snagged up in those rocks. I'm actually surprised I caught it. It was probably because it was a smaller fish that it didn't break me off or anything like that, but that's what's happening down the bottom with the Carolina rig. So check your line a lot. After every fish, make sure to check your line. If you got any nicks, you got any frays, you're gonna need to retie or else you're gonna break off the next fish you catch. And you're gonna need to go a couple feet up from that weight from that swivel. Check a couple feet up because that thing's getting dragged through a lot of stuff and you can actually have some frays a little bit higher up than you might expect. There we go. There we go, got one. Another little one, but hey, it's fun though. We got a couple fish. Messing with my graph and you get bit. Not bad. Barely hooked him. Another little one on the Boss Hog from Dual Molds. So what I was doing a second ago was trying to mess with this interference and trying to get the interference to go away. I just did an update and redid some stuff on my electronics. So I got all this interference now and I don't know exactly why. So it's just a matter of trying to figure it out and get rid of it. It only happens when the trolling motor is on, but even still, I need to figure out how to get rid of that. You're gonna have to do some research and then I will share it with you guys when I figure it out. There we go. Another one on the Carolina rig. Decent little spot I found over here. They're all little though. It's all right. Still fun. Still nice and fun. Well guys, so far this first trip's been a success. It'd be nice to catch some big ones, but I'm just gonna take whatever bites today. Take that as a win. Haven't been out here in a long time. I don't even know all the best areas right now. I don't know what the bite's supposed to be, but at least we found this little Carolina rig deal, which is one of my favorite ways to fish out here. If we catch another one, I might put the jig in my hand, see if we can't catch a bigger one. Maybe do some finesse stuff. Maybe those bigger ones are a little line shy or something, who knows. But still fun to get bit. It's December. Some guys can't even get out there and fish, but we're out here in sunny San Diego getting to catch some fish today. I don't think the fishing is like really good right now. It's December, so it's usually not the best in December. You can usually catch some fish, but it's definitely not at its prime out here. All right, so we threw a bunch of different baits out here today. Only getting a half day in, so we're not getting a full day. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's Christmas Eve, so we're not gonna be out here all day. We got some family stuff to be doing today too. But before I go, I wanna talk to you guys about the Carolina rig setup that I was using today. This is my go-to Carolina rig setup. I've fished this exact setup pretty much everywhere. I've fished it at Shasta, I fished it in Sam Rayburn, I fished it here in San Diego, I've fished it all over the place. So this is my go-to Carolina rig setup. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is the rod that I use. I use a 7.4 heavy unicorn rod from Essesntials. Super light rod, it's super sensitive, but it has that backbone that I need in order to really drive that hook home. When you're fishing a Carolina rig, you got a lot of line out in the water. You have that weight offset from your bait. So when you go to set the hook, you really got to set the hook. You want to reel up some slack and really drive that hook home. So you need a rod that's going to be very, very solid in the backbone right here, but you want something with a little bit of a tip on it because you need that sensitivity, and a lot of times you need that tip in order to get that sensitivity. Sensitivity is key when you're fishing the Carolina rig because you're fishing around rock, you're fishing around brush, and you need to be able to tell the bite versus whatever's on the bottom. And this 6 cents unicorn rod does that awesome. This rod also doubles as my jig rod. I can flip, I can pitch with it. It's a very, very versatile rod. Highly recommend it, guys. Now we're gonna go to the reel. The reel that I have on there today is a Daiwa Tatula Elite. I just got this reel. So far, I'm really happy with it. I think I'm gonna do a review video here in the next couple weeks or something like that, just to give you guys some insight into these Daiwa Tatula Elites. I've been fishing the Daiwas for a long time, and I'm really happy with this Elite. This is the first one that I've gotten. On the Daiwa, I've got 15-pound test fluorocarbon to 12-pound test. A lot of times I like to have that offset on my line. Pretty much go to 15 here at home. Sometimes if I'm gonna go out to Texas or I'm fishing around a lot of grass or something, I might go up, but a lot of times that 15 does exactly what I need it to do. So when it comes to the terminal tackle that we're using today, had the 1 ounce egg sinker to a red glass bead and then a brass clacker to my swivel. I like having that clacker there because it protects my knot as well. And then we had a 3/0 hook right here. Got to go with the 3/0 hook for this size bait. It just ends up being really, really good. Get a lot of action on the bait, but there's still enough hook in there in order to get those fish hooked. If you're someone that doesn't like having all of this stuff and having to set everything up like that, you got to check out the Carolina Rig pre-rigs from 6 cents. It's basically got all of this stuff right here, ready to go in one little piece. All you do is tie one end to your main line right here and then tie a knot to the other side, but everything right here is already connected and you don't have to worry about sliding it on. It's already put together for you. So the bait that I was using is a custom poured dual mold Boss Hog. It's very similar to a lot of different creature baits out on the market. I've been fishing this bait for a long time on the Carolina Rig. Really, really happy with these guys. Really like how this color turned out. It's like a watermelon candy kind of color. Watermelon base with a little bit of purple, a little bit of green, and some black flake in there. The key to fishing the Carolina Rig today was fishing it around rock. I needed to fish a little bit shallower rock, not super deep, not 20, 30, 40 feet, but more of that 10, 15 foot range. That area, that depth seemed to produce for me, and it was only in a small section of the lake. I wasn't getting bit all over the place. I did get a couple of short bites as the day kind of progressed. I think I kind of missed a little bit earlier in the morning. I probably should have been throwing that Carolina Rig right off the get-go, but you know, when you haven't been out here for a while, you don't know what to throw, so you start mixing it up. Luckily, we were able to manage a few bites out here today, but you know, rock in that 10 to 15 foot range was key. I think as we get further and further into winter, these fish are probably going to move out a little bit further because it's not uncommon to catch these wintertime fish out here all the way down to 50 foot. The water level is a little bit low, so I don't know that they're going to get that deep, but yeah, that 20 to 30 to even 40 foot is pretty common out here in the winter. And guys, don't forget about the video description. It's got all the links to everything that I'm using in today's video. Get you dialed in on that Carolina Rig, the rod, the reel, the line, everything. Get you nice and dialed in on that. Because sometimes you just need that little bit of a guide to help you get the equipment that you need in order to have the most success out on the water. We all learn from someone over the years, and this is what I found that works for me. So go down there, check it out, get whatever you need to get dialed in on the Carolina Rig.